Hey, how you doing? My name is David Klappenberger. Perhaps you're heading to a Home Depot store. If you do, I don't need anything, I'm all good. But maybe you're going there to buy some paint and you're thinking, my God, they got a lot of different paint. I don't know which one is their best interior paint. Well, I'm here to help go over that, so to answer that question for you. If you want the best paint that Home Depot offers, it's either going to be the Pittsburgh Ultra or the Behr Dynasty. The Marquee is a very close second behind the Dynasty, but two premium ones that they have in there, in my opinion, based on 35 years in being in the painting business, are the Pittsburgh Ultra and the Behr Dynasty. Those are the two best paints that Home Depot sells. The two cans of paint we're going to be using are both white paints, are both matte finish. A matte finish is in between a flat and an eggshell. Usually matte finishes hide imperfections, and they also have some washability to them, and we're going to be testing that as well. So if we take a look at this sample board where I want to be painting one side of the wall with the Behr Dynasty and the other half with the Pittsburgh Ultra, you can see we're going to be going over some blue stripes, some spackle, and two off-white colors to get an idea of how well the coverage does. Pittsburgh Ultra is on this side over here. This is one coat over the blue, over the spackle, over the off-white. Definitely needs two coats over the off-white. And here, might be hard to pick this up on the camera. I would say the coverage here is about 99%. It could use a third coat if you really wanted it to look a little bit more solid. If we would have added 2 drops of black to this paint at the paint store, that probably would have 100% coverage, but it doesn't. Over the blue, you can still see after 2 coats some blue coming through. That's pretty visible. The spackle, over the spackle, looks great. Let's take a look at the Behr Dynasty. The Behr Dynasty is this part over here. Again, this is one coat over the blue, spackle, and the off-white. Covers better than the Pittsburgh on one coat, but still needs 2 coats. Again, this is straight white paint. Over 2 coats over the off-white, 100% coverage. Still see a little bit of blue here. Looks great over the spackle. So the coverage of the Behr Dynasty is just a little bit better. Next, I wanted to check the workability. The Behr Dynasty was a little sticky to brush. Didn't have quite the glide that I was hoping for on the walls. Pittsburgh Ultra, however, was great. It just glides on like painting an ice cube. Just beautiful, easy to work with, which can make a difference if you're doing a lot of rooms. Next thing is both of them say that they're self-priming. What does that mean? Well, for my test, I did some spackling, went right over the spackle without priming it to see if there was any flashing. There was no flashing for either the Ultra or the Behr Dynasty, so they both are self-priming. Next is washability. I put red wine, coffee, ketchup, mustard, crayon, and pencil on both of the paints, and then used a multitude of different chemicals to clean the wall, to get everything off. Everything came off on both of these except for there was about maybe 5% of the mustard stain was left. Turmeric inside of mustard is a very powerful stain, very hard to get rid of. It's usually the hardest thing when I test to get rid of. But consider this, these are matte finish paints. Matte finishes just 10 years ago were not washable at all, or very little washability. Now, a premium grade matte finish paint has a tremendous amount of washability. These are both very washable. The next test is durable. Durability I'm referring to is after you do clean it, is there any marking? Did I damage the surface of the paint? Is there any evidence that there was a lot of chemicals applied here? And the answer is no. The durability is excellent. And what about the cost? Both of these paints are in the low 60s per gallon. In the end, both of these are excellent paints at a very good price point. If coverage was a concern of mine, I would go to the Behr one coat coverage chart, pick one of those colors, and go with the Behr Dynasty. If I knew I was going to be putting on 2 coats regardless of what color I chose, I probably would go with the Ultra because it has Two things, two reasons. One is it has a nicer finish to it. When you touch this wall, it feels like it's almost a gloss finish. It's very, very smooth. And it has better workability. Behr Dynasty has a very nice finish to it. The workability is, like I said, this is a little stickier. So if you're mostly concerned about coverage and trying to get this in as few as coats possible, let's just go with the Behr Dynasty. If you're reconciled to the fact that you're going to put 2 coats on, let's go with the Pittsburgh Ultra last. Only give us a like or subscribe if you found this information beneficial and succinct.